Easiest way to make money in property. Buy cheap, fuck it up, then sell it at auction. What if I told you you could buy a property, do absolutely nothing to it, and make thousands of pounds more just in a couple of weeks? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how property trading works, step by step, telling you real stories of clients that have sold successfully using this strategy with prime property auctions. Property trading is one of the simplest and fastest ways to make money in property. Without refurbishments, without big projects, and without even owning the property very long. Hi everyone, I am John Morris of Prime Property Auctions, Scotland's fastest growing auction house and now number 2 in Scotland, soon to be number 1 in the UK. I have been a property auctioneer now for over 12 years, both advising clients on how to buy properties through auction and sell properties through auction. And in this video, we are going to cover my favourite and one of the best property strategies that can make you rich today. Let's break this down into simple steps that anyone can follow. The first step is to find a property at a great price. In order to find these properties, you are going to have to hunt about. So either you can find properties off market, you can buy from other auction houses, or you can speak to a deal sourcer. Properties that you're going to focus on are properties usually that need a lot of work. So hoarders houses, inherited properties, ones with the swirly carpets that everyone's going after. Those are the ones that you want to identify and be able to buy. There's also properties that say sellers are not necessarily looking for the best possible price. They're extremely motivated to sell the properties quickly, so they will be happy to take less than, say, market value to ensure a quick sale. Your goal is very simple here when you're finding these properties. It's in order to get the property cheap enough that you can immediately sell it on for a profit quickly without having to do any work to it. Most people overcomplicate property, and the most important thing when you're looking at buying is, can you buy the property at the right price to be able to then sell it and make profit? Step 2 is to get an auction valuation from John, me at Prime Property Auctions. Once you have found a motivated seller or you've identified a potential property that you're looking to buy, the best way, and what most people do, is then they send me a WhatsApp saying, John, I have found this property and I could potentially buy it at X price. What do you think you can sell it for at auction? As I have been a property auctioneer now for over 12 years, I have seen all types of deals. So this is from selling tenanted properties to complete refurbishment opportunities, as well as hotels, land, commercial, everything. And as a valuer, I can say, this is what I would expect to be able to sell this property for. If you have agreed to buy it considerably less, then fantastic. Go ahead and go buy that property, then give it back to me and I will sell it at Prime Property Auctions. The first ever property I sold with Prime Property Auctions was actually a traded property. A client of mine, Mr. Sam Dyer and Stephen Clark, bought the property from another auction house. Sam was doing a viewing, he was taking a video and put it on Instagram, and I was like, is that the property in Dunfermline on with other auction house? And he says, yes, it is. And I went, perfect. And he went, I think I've got a deal on it. Do you reckon you can sell it, or what do you think you can sell it for? I was like, I can definitely sell it. I'd probably sell it for between £50,000 and £55,000. So he manages to get a deal agreed, buys it for £39,999, gives it to me, and he says, okay, what's the plan with this one? I went, hear me out. What we're going to do is we're going to rip out the kitchen and bathroom, and then we're going to put it on the market. He's like, why are you doing that? So when he bought it, it had a home report valuation of £45,000. So nobody wanted to pay £45,000 for it, even though there was loads of value to be added. So he listens to me, strips out the kitchen. I then put it on the market at £5,000, get loads of interest, like I'm talking loads, goes to auction and sells for £52,000. So Sam managed to make £12,500 from doing nothing other than ripping out a kitchen. Step 3 ultimately is to instruct Prime Property Auctions to get this property sold for you. All being well, you're happy with the valuation that I provide and you want to sell this property at auction. So in order to do so, you would say, yes, John, let's go ahead with the reserve price of £100,000. So I would send out the terms for you to sign. You sign them at the £100,000 reserve price. The reserve price is the minimum price that you're happy to sell for. Once we have the terms back, we instruct our photographer, Christoph, to go out and do photographs, video tour, a floor plan, and put a for sale sign up at the property. If the property needs a home report, what we tend to do is have the surveyor attend the property at the same time. So then when we are providing this survey to any buyer, well, we can say to them, the photographs were done on the same day as the survey, which kind of mitigates the requirement for any viewings. That's only if your property needs a home report. Some of the best properties to trade are going to not require a home report, just given their condition. If a property is uninhabitable, it will not require a home report. Once we have all the photographs back, survey back, we will also request the legal documents from your solicitor. Once we have them, we're good to go. Place the property on the market. It goes on Rightmove, Zoopla, S1 Homes, Find the Property, all the major portals, and then we will email it out to our database of over 35,000 active buyers. This is then all up to us. You have to do nothing because it's our job to make sure that we get you the best possible price for your property. Once we have the property on the market, the way that we work a little bit differently from other auction houses. So we do have a massive offer now button on our website. So as soon as the property goes on the market, it can sell that same day. So we will put it at an attractive guide price. People can make offers on the property that day. If we then present you the offer that you're happy with, we could sell it that day. So we have had circumstances where someone has given us a property, we put it on the market, the same day we have sold it. That's how quick it can actually happen. Most of the properties that are given to us by property traders are usually the ones that have been bought very low, used to have been hoarders' houses, and they are very good at going to the live auction. We want to gather as much interest for them, push it to the live auction, and have as many active bidders trying to buy your property. Ultimately, the more bidders that want to buy your property, the higher the price goes. Step 4, the auction sale. With ourselves, we hold auctions every 2 weeks. So they are held on a Thursday and they run from 10:30 to 4:30. Whoever the highest bidder is at 4:30 p.m, provided the bid is above the reserve price, then the property is sold. We do work a little bit differently from other auction houses insofar as we can take offers every single day. So every day is auction day with Prime Property Auctions. We do have a big button on our website that says offer now. As soon as the property goes on the market, someone can basically go, oh, I would like to buy that property and I'll offer you £120,000 for that property today. We would present you that offer. If you're happy to accept, we send an invoice out to the buyer, they pay a deposit. Once the deposit's secured, the property's taken off the market, we complete the legal documents, send them off to your solicitor, and then your solicitor goes to the buyer's solicitor, give me the rest of the money. Standard completion is 28 days. This strategy works because auction creates a competitive bidding environment where if you've bought the property at the right price, you can sell it straight through auction and make money. So just to confirm, do you need loads of money to do this strategy? No. Do you need experience? No. Use my experience to help you. Do you need to refurbish the property? No. In some cases, I'm going to tell you to make it worse. We are stood outside a flat in the Gorbals that was traded through Prime Property Auctions. So this property came to me, the sellers were in desperate need to sell it, and ultimately they were not bothered about the price. They had a price in mind. They wanted around about £75,000 for the property. But the most important thing for them was to get it sold as quickly as possible. So I contacted a client of mine that I knew buys in the area, and they were happy to buy it for £80,000, and their stipulation was they would complete in 2 weeks. So the sellers were super happy with this. The property was probably worth round about 100 or so. They complete in 2 weeks, everything's all good. The buyer who bought the property was ideally wanting to add it to their portfolio, do the property up and then rent it out. But their circumstances changed and they called me a couple of months later and said, John, you know that property we bought off you, actually we'd just like to get it sold instead of adding it to the portfolio. So they gave it to me, we put it to auction, and we actually sold it for over £125,000. So that is a property that was purchased from myself, from a cash buyer who could complete really quickly, and then decided not to keep it. They bought it at a really good price, gave it back to us, and we managed to sell it, and they made over £40,000.
Another property that was traded successfully through Prime Property Auctions is a property that was brought to us by a deal sourcer. So this was a 5-bedroom, semi-detached, traditional build in Greenock, but it was absolutely gubbed, like needed new flooring, rewired, plastered throughout. So the deal sourcer we do a lot of business with, Mr. Matt Morrison, so he phones me up and says, John, I think I've got a really good deal here. And I say, in its current condition at auction, I expect it to sell for between 150 and 200,000 pounds. So what have you got it agreed at? 100,000 pounds. So get it bought. Well, he was saying he didn't want to just buy it because obviously it's a large amount of money to trade. Obviously it is still quite a bit of risk, and I was like, well fine, I'm happy to take it on. And he's like, I don't know about that. Is there a way we could do a JV on it? Maybe we could joint venture? And I said sure. So we came to an agreement. He put in some money, we put in the rest, and we obviously dealt with all the marketing, got it on the market, put it to auction, and it sold for £179,000. And literally in and out of that deal in 6 weeks. That's just a property that he knew was probably a good one. It was obviously auction applicable. It needed full renovation, which is always excellent for properties to be traded, because it is then someone who can buy that, they can add the value and sell it on. Because of the relationship we've got with Matt, he obviously has traded a number of properties through us already, and he knows we get results. So it was really good that we could actually do some business together. We are always happy to JV with clients if the deal stacks. I mean, if he didn't want a JV, we would have bought it off him and paid a sourcing fee. So always something to keep in mind, that if you've got a deal, you're always welcome to run it past us. If you've got my number, you just have to send me a text message with the address and ideally some photographs, and I'll tell you what I think it will sell for at auction. And 9 out of 10 times I'm usually right.
So let's recap on how you can make money property trading with Prime Property Auctions. Number 1, you have to find a great deal. Number 2, get in contact with Prime Property Auctions to find out how much it would sell for at auction. Step 3, buy that property. Step 4, you need to sign the terms with Prime Property Auctions and we will get the property on the market for you. Step 5, sell the property. Step 6, tell your friends. Step 7, get hammered. Step 8. If you want any help with valuations or want to find out if you have a deal that is tradable, then reach out to Prime Property Auctions. You can drop a comment or shoot me a message and I'm happy to help. Thanks for watching and happy property trading. Get hammered.